welcome everyone to the Circle Debate, Cage My IQ, and the Wrestling Delorean Podcast, New Japan show. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's late out there, but we're here. Blame New Japan because they took out their cards so late.
They come out late, they wrestle late, they just do everything late.
They do everything late, that's right. The host of is what I'm see here with my other host, my brother, mi hermano, mi sangre. Man with the IQ that, for God's sakes, you need to tell Bushido boards to put this shit early instead of late.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, Stan Bakley, ladies and gentlemen, from Cage My IQ. But man, even though we couldn't see it, unfortunately, but we read the results of what happened at Royal Quest. It's an unfortunate, they haven't announced, they will announce a later date for it, for that event of when it's going to be aired on New Japan World. So we're waiting for that.
We were going to come on and do our little recap of it and watch it, but of course, these are one of those like pay-per-views or shows that New Japan likes to hold in their back pocket and then release it a couple weeks down the line on demand for people. They did it with that one Chicago show. They did it again with the shows in Nashville. It's something that they do. It's unfortunate, but man, everything I saw from that tag team main event, just the pictures, 35-minute war. You had Dax, and then I think Mark from Aussie Open were bloodied and just broken open in the face. Man, I can't wait to watch that because from what I hear, that was a war of a match.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I heard it was a hell of a war, and I mean, once it's aired on New Japan World, then we'll come back on and give you our thoughts of that event because I'm intrigued and I'm excited to talk about that. But before we even begin giving our predictions for Declaration of Power, very quickly, we want to give, of course, the condolences to the Enoki family, of course. The man, the founder of New Japan, Antonio Enoki, ladies and gentlemen, at the age of 79. We cheers you. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, Mr. Enoki. Thank you very much for all the good times you've given us here and given us New Japan, and as well as Giant Baba, who gave us All Japan. But man, you guys were the founders of what we talk about today. And that is both organizations, not just only New Japan, but All Japan as well. And I mean, there's so much attributes and credentials that Enoki has done throughout his whole career. And you know that Triple H actually now recognizes him as a former WWF champion, even though Vince McMahon did not want it to recognize that. You believe that? I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? When was this? I didn't expect this. But, I mean, Enoki, hands down, one of the greatest of all time, and we salute you, man, and rest in paradise. Rest in paradise, man. But all right. But we're here today to talk about, of course, the predictions for the Declaration of Power, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you on October 10th. Man, Big Dan, are you excited for this event coming up on October 10th?
Oh, I'm excited. You got Tama Tonga against Jay White, two of my favorite New Japan guys, in the main event. For me, you can't beat that. The first non-Gaijin versus non-Gaijin to wrestle in the main event for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship in New Japan. That's a big thing. That's huge that this is happening, and I can't wait to watch it. This is one that I will be up early and I will be watching it.
That is right. I'm looking forward. I mean, and that time is going to be. How early is it going to be? By the way, I'm just trying to see how early is it going to be. Let me see. Oh, okay, 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific, and I guess 9 a.m. British time. Man, wow. That's on October 10th, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to see, how that turns out to be. Declaration of Power. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into the card itself. We do have 9 matches here in this card. And of course, the announcement was when it was Ren Narita returning a later date, and they announced what matches he's returning. And it's an opening matchup, and that is, of course,
I like it.
Yes, and that is a 6-man tag. You got David Finlay, Robbie Eagles, Ren Narita versus Desperado, Kanemaru, and Doku Suzuki Gun. This is going to be exciting, man. Who do you got on this one, Victor?
They got my guy Robbie Eagles back, man. You know, he's one of my favorite Super Juniors. You got him, Ren Narita. Dave Finlay just had a banger with World Ospreay like a week and a half ago. Of course, you got Suzuki Gun with Doki, Kanemaru, and Desperado. They're always going to be a force. I'm going with the good guys here. You know, I'm going with the Narita, Eagles, and Finlay. Finley's on a roll. You got Ren Narita debuting. I feel like he's not a young lion anymore, so I feel like they're not going to make him lose. Robbie Eagles, I feel like he's going to be in the picture. I feel like he's a dark horse to wrestle Ishimori at Wrestle Kingdom for the title. I feel like he deserves it, and this is the start to do it. I feel like you're going to have Ren Narita pin Doki.
Ooh, I like that. And shout out, of course, to we the ones that podcasting, Clark Street Wrestling Podcast, gentlemen. That's right. The Tribal Chief is here to get his education on of this New Japan episode. We
one up for the honorary Oos.
That's right. One up for the honorary Roos. Yep, that's right. Honorary Roos right there, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. But man, I'm with you. I'm gonna have to go with the good guys here. I'm gonna have to go with the faces. You know, Finlay, Robbie Eagles. I'm glad he's back. And very underrated Robbie Eagles, who are not really familiar with him. Watch him on YouTube. Robbie Eagles is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's a former IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion, along with Taguchi. And man, Robbie Eagles is number one. Ren, I'm curious. I'm curious of how's he going to dress now that his Young Lion black trunks are over. How is Ren Narita going to come up as a tire? That's what I'm curious to know.
Because we see Yoa Amora come out now. He has those red and pink shorts down, or the trunks that he wears. His hair's a little differently. He has a little bit of tassels on now. Like, he's starting to dress differently, and that's what you want to see. Like, you see when they graduate, how are they going to create their own character after being stripped down from nothing and then build back up into your new gimmick now that you're approved to be a veteran in New Japan now. And then people say Desperado, they're like, why you can have him lose? He should be the heart and soul of the junior division. He still can. Like, when I look at it, I'm looking at that junior tag league, and I'm like, what team could you see face Akira and TJP at Wrestle Kingdom? And I'm like, I could see Desperado and Kanemaru face them in that. Like, you can turn Suzuki Gun into good guys in that matchup, and like if they don't win it, you know, it's good to put a good team to put over United Empire. But with how United Empire is, you can have them lose and have Akira go into singles action with how young he is, and then whatever TJP does from there on. Yeah. But I see that being that path that they go, and that's why I'm going with the good guys here.
No, definitely. I'm with you on that. All right, we move on to the second matchup of the card for Declaration of Power, and that is, of course, we have Taichi Sombre Jr. versus Bad Dude Tito and Shane Haste. I have to do this. I have to, because this match is very intriguing. Yes, I have to, because seeing Shane Haste and Zack Sombre, I am curious of how they're gonna the chemistry between them two. And not only that, for Bad Dude Tito too, and Taichi, these 4 individuals, they have different chemistry. Totally fucking different. And this is going to be something new to see, because you got, you got two strong guys versus two from here, Japan. So different styles mixing up here. So I don't know. It's hard for me, man. What do you got on this one, bro? It's hard for me to choose this one.
I see these. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to build up your interest in the World Tag League, which is going to start a month from. It's 6 weeks from now. The World Tag League will start. It's literally a little bit after the Battle Autumn, of course, pay-per-view, and then you got the crossover and a couple other things thrown in between next month. But like they want to showcase a lot of the teams, and that's why you got a few tag matches here. Dangerous Techers, you want to get the most out of them. They're former tag champs. They're former like they're always at the end of the World Tag League when it comes to like challengers to win it. And I think going back in, they've both done their own thing. Now they're coming back as one now. And I'm wondering, is Mikey Nichols hurt still? Is there a reason why he's not here? And that's why it's Shane Haste and Tito? Because I would have thought it would have been Haste and Nichols. But this makes it very interesting, the dynamic here. All these guys going to go into the World Tag League. And if so, until I see how they do, I'm going to go with the Techers on this one. I think they had the chemistry here. That's big. Yeah. The chemistry. They've wrestled with each other for 3, 4, 5 years as a tag team, multi-time IWGP World Tag Team Champions. Zack Sabre Jr. is one of the best technicians in all the world, not just Japan, but all the world.
Oh, yeah. We're still say it. Oh, I have to play this because I know what you're gonna say. Say it.
Yeah, and then of course you got that. We're waiting to see if we get that Bryan Danielson matchup with Zack Sabre Jr. You got the build up here. Like I'm gonna say it. Like I think Dangerous Techers make it far in the tag league, but they lose, and then you get that one-on-one match between him and Danielson. Finally get it. Hopefully at Wrestle Kingdom, that'd be my hope.
That's
but what a good way to test out a team like Tito and Haste, then give them these two guys. I think Bad Dude Tito is going to have a great match. He's been having a great 2 months since being in New Japan. Being with he's kind of like the I'm not going to say the outsider of TMDK, but he has a different flavor, you would say, from everybody else in the group. He's done a great job. They're going to surprise you with how good they do, I think. They will lose, but they're going to mesh well.
I'm with you. I absolutely agree. I feel that, especially with Bad Dude Tito, like his West Coast style of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And then you have Shane Haste. Of course, he has, where he came from, but he's in New Zealand, right? New Zealand or Australia? I always keep confusing.
New Zealand
style. And then, and then having, of course, two, like how you mentioned, Techers, multiple former IWGP World Tag Team champions. They've been to as a tag team for like 4 to 5 years. So of course I'm gonna have to go with, of course, Tai Chi and Zack Sombre. But I think they're gonna put up a hell of a match. I think seeing these 4 guys going at it, it's gonna be very intriguing to see. And I'm hoping people who are not familiar with Shane Haste and Bad Dude Tito look at their matches and then compare them with these 2 tag teams of these 2 individuals of Tai Chi and Zack Sombre's attack. Ooh, man. It's gonna be this one. I think it's gonna be a slobber knocker for sure.
Yeah.
No pun intended, JR. I mean, I didn't mean to quote you, but yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be that. All right, then we got a third match in this card. Of course, we got Master Wato, Taguchi Hikuleo, Tanahashi versus the House of Torture, Evo, Sho, Dick Togo, and of course, Yujiro. So, who do you got on this one?
This is a weird matchup because House of Torture have been feuding, of course, with Goto, you got Yoshi, Hashi, and whatnot, and even a little bit of Toriano. They've been feuding with all of them, and now you put them against this crew, like this crew here. Hikuleo has a little bit of he knows the House of Torture, but he hasn't hung out with them. He's been with the other the higher ups of Bullet Club before doing this. I wonder if they're trying to create something here, and this is just a way of keeping Hikuleo busy away from, of course, Carl Anderson and them because they're not there. Tim says, I thought Hikuleo was getting a shot. Never. He is. He's getting it at Battle Autumn in November on the 3rd. So that's at the next pay-per-view. So this one is because I knew they weren't going to do it at this one because it would be too soon away from Burning Spirit right there when Anderson defeated Tanahashi. Yeah. Like, part of me feels like, okay, knowing that he has this, like, going into this pay-per-view, I thought he was going to maybe turn back on Tama Tonga and rejoin Bullet Club. But now I don't think he's going to do it because why would you book him against Carl Anderson if he's going to be in Bullet Club? Yeah. That just makes no sense. So I feel like this is like his initiation into joining with the group. I think he gets the pin over Dick Togo and the good guys.
Poor Dick Togo always gets over the pin. Poor Dick Togo.
You got to, man. Yeah, you got to.
Shout out to our brother Tim, man. Much love, brother. Subscribe to the Wrestling Index podcast.
Yes. You get him with the choke slam. That's what you get him with.
He's sitting with the choke slam. That's it. Togo's out. Imagine him pinning Evil, though. I imagine if Hikuleo pins Evil, I would be like, okay, I'll be shocked. I would not be mad, to be honest. It proves the point. But see, it proves the point though, because you're pinning Hikuleo, then you're going after the never openweight champion. You're pinning the leader of House of Torture. It tells you something there, like
and literally, I think you're going to see a lot of good spots from Yu-Gi-Oh and Evil because I feel like was it last year they were a team in the World Tag League. They actually did pretty good in that. They did, yeah. They finished well, so you're probably going to see them do well. That's why I said Dick Togo is going to take the pin. You got Sho, who's always that X factor, but you got Master Wato and Ryusuke in the back there to try and handle him. It's like I said, Hikuleo is kind of like the guy that stands out like a sore thumb, even though he's like twice as big as everybody. But then I look at this and I'm like, what are the plans with Tanahashi? What are the plans with him?
That's what I'm curious too.
Because you don't know.
I mean, remember I said because I don't know if it's I think it's this month where he's going to Noah to do that 6-man tag match. So I don't know if maybe that's the plans, having him going to Noah after this. I don't know. I mean, that's why I don't know what they're going to do with him here.
And I'm not going to say it's a coincidence, but you know who else is going to Noah in a month? Sting and
Sting! He's not going to January anyways. That's what the actual retirement matchup between him and Great Muta is on January 23rd of 2023. Yeah.
But apparently they're trying to get Darby Allin to go with them.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
And apparently they're trying to get Darby Allin there sooner.
Okay.
Yeah. So it makes me think about it. And then, not to veer off, but they're having a Noah event in New York City next month.
Uh-oh.
With Josh Alexander.
Oh. That means you might see Dan going, it might happen.
I might have to. What's the matchup? There's a very good matchup with it. It's Josh Alexander. Let me scroll down because I have it in my archives because I saw it was a big match. It's him against Alexander against Katsuhiko Nakajima.
That's going to be a good one. Nakajima is
it's going to be solid. Pro Wrestling Noah. It's going to be November 12th in New York City.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's going to be a good one. All right. Let's move on, man, to the fourth match of the night. Of course, we do have Chaos. Yoshihashi and Hirokigoto versus Great Okon and Jeff Cobb. You know what? How you said? I think this is all preview to head to World Tag League after the autumn tour. I think we're heading towards that. So I mean, seeing Great Okon, Jeff Cobb, and Yoshihashi, Hirokigoto, which they make a great tag team, by the way. They did a fantastic job when they faced the Young Bucks. The week after Forbidden Door, I think they did a great job. So I like the chemistry between Yoshihashi and Goto, and I'll go right here. I'm gonna have to go with United Empire. I think Cobb and Okon are going to win this one by an upset. It's like close. Like I think Hashi's gonna be like, oh shit, we almost got it, but then something happens, loses momentum, and then boom. Tour of the Islands from Jeff Cobb, I think.
Yeah, this is the battle of the winners of last year, if you remember.
Oh, that's right.
Yoshihashi and Goto against the favorites for this year in Cobb and Great Okon. They just defeated Balak Fale and Chase Owens, which they were talking about. Okay, the winner gets the next shot at FTR. Of course, maybe that was just talk right there. But you got this matchup, and I really feel like they're gonna down the line they are gonna have that rematch to where Cobb and Khan can get their titles back. And one of the ways to do that is to win the World Tag League. I don't see any other way than to have FTR in it, have FTR somehow not win the World Tag League where they can pick, and then have Cobb and Khan win the whole thing to challenge them at Wrestle Kingdom or whatnot. Because luckily, with how the scheduling is with AEW, they don't have a pay-per-view after Full Gear in November 18th until late, I think, March.
Yeah.
So it's like they got a big gap, and then they got Full Gear, and then they got a week or two before after that before the World Tag League starts. So it gives them time, It gives them time to go over there. That's why I think they're gonna be there. But I'm with you with that. I'm going Great Okon, Jeff Cobb. They win this one. I think it's Tour of the Islands. I think he pins Goto.
Oh, okay. I got Yoshi. He's going to pin Yoshi. All right, but okay. I'll remember that. We'll go back. We'll remember that.
Yeah.
That's for sure. All right. And then we got the fifth match. And that is, of course, LIJ, Los Ingobernables de Japón, right there, versus United Empire. And I am excited because we have Tetsuya Naito, Sanada, Hiromu, and Bushi versus Will Ospreay, Aaron Henare, TJP, and Francisco Akira. Now, Royal Quest, as we read the results, so now Naito defeated Zack Sombre to become the number one contender for the IWGP U.S. Championship, which now
I don't know how I don't know how I feel about that. Put it that way.
I'm with you too. I feel indifferent about it.
You would think that Will Ospreay would win that.
I mean,
unless one of the things that I think might happen happens, which would be
Kenny Omega interfering, causing the match.
If I see Naito win that title because of Kenny Omega, and then I see Will Ospreay's face, I will come on here, man.
Drunk as fuck.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I'll be like, I told you so. I didn't know it was going to happen like that, but I knew it was going to happen, Because that's the only way, I feel like it. I'm like with how the suspension was with Kenny Omega, it's kind of unfortunate that it makes some of this cloudy where you don't know what's going to happen. But I feel like he's been in Japan for a while. You haven't seen him come back. And you feel like, from what I hear, that a lot of these guys will be back after 4 Gear. And when that with AEW, with how the scheduling is, maybe his is not as bad as the Young Bucks or CM Punk and they allow him to do this, knowing that he'll be able to come back the following week. So you want to build up something like that. Like, I feel like there's no way that they had that, like just a little bit of build up where they attacked Kenny Omega after that loss, and it lead to nothing. I mean, like, it had to lead to something.
You probably have something going there, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, Gato went to meet Okon, right?
Yeah.
Probably, I'm assuming for Bryan Danielson, for FTR, and whatever other talent. And what about for Kenny? What about he went for Kenny? Hey man, Kenny's over there. Let him compete over there. What the hell? That's over here with you guys in the States. Japan is different. Who the fuck cares what happened, backstage? But he wants to compete. He wants to wrestle. Yeah. Imagine if we do see that Kenny, by God, Omega actually causes this matchup. Whenever it happens between Naito and Will Ospreay, did they ever announce a date for that? They ever said it's going to be during the autumn the tour as well? Because I'm trying to look for between Naito and Will Ospreay for the.
It's going to be it's going to be at Battle Autumn. That's what
Autumn, right? Okay.
The same one as Carl Anderson and Hikuleo. Those are only two ones. I believe
November 5th. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, November 5th. So it's literally 2 weeks before 2 weeks before Full Gear, but it's still close enough in your hearts to be like, okay. But what better way? Because not only does it give you that, like, because then when you get that left off, you have that nice long gap of like the tag league and the junior tag league for suspense to come back and be like, okay, maybe then you have them, and then you have Will Ospreay come back on the AEW television to like prolong that a little bit with Kenny Omega saying they lift the suspension and he comes back to AEW. You can further that more. You can get very intense there and then program that for all of November, come back in December, then they do it a little bit on New Japan, like do that cross-platform in between the two. And at the same time, it gives direction with Naito. We've always wondered, what are they going to do with Tetsuya Naito? Where does that leave him? You put the U.S. title belt on him. You give him a title. You give him a challenger at Wrestle Kingdom. It could be anybody. We don't know. Like, we make all these outlandish like fantasy bookings with the AEW. I'm sure there's somebody in New Japan that could challenge him for it. That'd be like a good matchup for him.
I'm booking it right now. Sonata, damn it. He never lost it. He did not lose it. He should get his shot.
My God.
And hold on. You know where I'm going with this? This is where we see the new faction starts between Taichi and Sonata. Sonata walks out on LIJ. Taichi walks out on Zagun, and they start their own tag team. Like, I gotta do them Flanders. Damn it. Could we see that happening? Could that be the case? We're booking ahead of time.
So you're saying it's going to happen again to Naito because of the whole evil thing?
Yeah.
once over again, Oh my God.
Or it could be Hiromu. What about Hiromu wants to move up and wants to challenge?
They've had the kind of like comedy act with the two of them where he's been like, "I'm next." He's like, "No, you're not yet." Like just joking around. It's like there's a lot of different names that you could throw around. It could be Kenta. You could throw Kenta into the mix.
You're right, Kenta. That's right. Yeah. What's going on? Championship Line Podcast.
What's going on?
Alex and Richard.
But it just going back to this match, I know we got into just got off the topic. I got Aaron Henare submitting Bushi in this match.
Okay.
Who always gets the pin, gets the win in these 4-on-4 matches for United Empire? It's always by submission. It's always by submission.
I agree. I'm with you on this one. I'm gonna have to go with United Empire. As much as I love my Los Ingobernables, but unfortunately, I think for the feud and for the build up to start, they have to allow United Empire to get this win. And what better than Henare? We haven't seen him for quite some time. since the G1.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna.
Speaking of him, I could mess around with him against Naito for the belt and
that too, yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom. I could. It probably won't happen, but if they were to do that, I could dig that a way to bring Hinari up to the next level and then put the belt on him at Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh man, definitely, yeah. I can see that too. All right, and we move on to the next matchup, and this is what I told. They never announced it, and that is.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It makes no sense. Why is it not for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship? It's not even announced under card. That's what doesn't make sense to me.
It's listed as like a 30 minutes special match.
Yes.
So it makes you think. So when I look at this, just like with the one of the next matches we're going to talk about, and a couple from here. When I see this, it's like, okay, it's like a title eliminator match where
exactly
you get it or you don't. Kushida just came back. You got Battle Autumn coming up. It seems like they're trying to book a good pay-per-view with that one, with all these title matches, because it's right before some of these guys go away for a month and a half, for a month while they do the World Tag League and and the Junior Tag League. Mm-hmm. I could see Kushida win this just to set up that title match.
I could agree with that. You read my mind. That's why great minds think alike. That's what yes, I agree. I think this was like a world title eliminator. It goes to Battle Autumn on November 5th for the title for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. Ishimori retains. Yeah. I think that's the part of why they decided to change it, because they want to save it for that event better. So it makes sense why they want to do that. So
yeah,
yes, and then winning for sure.
Because and then just like I said, like when I look at like the list of like the junior heavyweights, like Kushida, you don't have to push him yet. Like no. I as much as I would like to see him do it at Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, maybe they want him to be here for like a year before they do that. Maybe next Wrestle Kingdom he gets that shot or he gets that moment, because it's like you're not going to do it this soon with him coming in and he gets thrust into the picture right away. I don't think that happens. I think they're very good with how they do certain things there in that company, where they reward guys for being with them for a long time. So he's going to win this. He's going to lose that one. And just like I said, mark me now, it's going to be Ishimori against Robbie Eagles for the title at Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, he said it. He said it.
To this day.
He said it.
Who deserves it? Robbie Eagles right now.
Robbie Eagles?
He's won it. If they put him on here, he did those 2 stadium shows where he won both of them. And then he dropped the title back to El Desperado, I believe it was. And then he just went, when he was just away, he did CMLL. Yep. And he wrestled for the middleweight title there. Came close to winning, but lost. Now he's back. They put the junior tag titles on him with him and Tiger Mask. He's done a lot this past year. And the one thing that, like, he won the junior tag titles at Wrestle Kingdom last year, or defended them. But what's one thing that's kind of been missing is that Wrestle Kingdom, like, the junior title moment. And this is it here. Like, he's the guy that I'm looking at all the junior tag, like, potential opponents, and he's the one that sticks out right now. Like, you think of everybody else, it's either him or Kushida.
I would say more Robbie Eagles. I think he's well more deserving than Kushida. I mean, no disrespect to Kushida, but you left, and you left for quite some time. So it's like, back in the line, son.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they somehow book a triple threat match. I wouldn't even be surprised.
I wouldn't mind it. To be honest, I wouldn't mind that at all. I would not mind it. All right. And now we get into this match that Dan and I want to know how the fuck they're going to book this match. And that is
daddy.
Who's your daddy? This is what happened on Raw to Dominic Mysterio. Who's your daddy? Well, this one is for the KOPW 2022 for the trophy, and that is for the matchup is who's your daddy match? Shingo Takagi versus El Phantasmo. I don't know how the fuck this shit's gonna work.
I don't know.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
Is this a regular match and the loser the winner becomes the daddy? Like, oh, okay, I'm your daddy now. Like I thought the KOPW was just like a special match. Like they're already going out there with this one. If that's the case,
Oh my god, I'm wondering how the hell they're gonna do this match. This is the one I'm really invested because I want to know what's the rules. They haven't even announced nothing, no details.
And then usually there's voting, and then you don't even know. It's like I want to know, ever since of course the G1 at the end where he started doing the T-shirt design, talk in the back after beating Shingo. I'm just like, yeah, where's this going? Where is this going? It's going somewhere because he's making these shirts. Then he posted the shirts on Twitter and had people pick which one that they wanted. And then he went with that one, the one that they picked, and he wears it. And then it's just like it's become this thing of his own. Man, I'm telling you, anything that came from this, I love El Phantasmo. He is the man. Like, when he retires, he better be that color commentary on that New Japan.
Oh hell yeah!
Commentary.
Yeah.
Like I've been listening to Brett. I listened to Brett from the Brainbuster Boys. They were talking about they kind of missed that color commentary ever since Don Callis left the booth. With New Japan, and whenever El Phantasmo's on there, he is money on there. He adds a different flavor, and it's just like he's great on the mic. He's great. I'm kind of glad that he finally moved up to heavyweight. He's getting these matchups, and he's just going with it with these crazy things. You got Shingo here with this, they're doing this, of course, for the KOBW trophy. I've been wondering, what are you going to do with Shingo? Are you going to keep him and have him defend this? At the Wrestle Kingdom, because at Wrestle Kingdom they use the Rambo to determine the winner.
That's right.
So I'm like, how can you take this off of him beforehand? And I think I'm going El Phantasmo.
Oh shit!
You need to find a way to take this off of. You need to find a way to take it off of Shingo. Because I do not want Shingo in that Rambo. So unless you take it off of him next month somehow, I think this is the perfect spot to take it off of him and have El Phantasmo run with something while being a heavyweight.
You know what? I'm gonna go with you, man. As much as I love Shingo, but I will go with you. I choose the
Hell yeah.
That's right. We choose, yes.
Yeah.
Because we want that shit away from Shingo. Go do something else.
Yeah.
At least get you and Sonata prepared for the World Tag League. I wouldn't mind seeing them teaming up. Go team up, or at least for the World Tag League. I want EOP to have a feud in the heavyweight division with Suzuki. I want him to fight Suzuki. Why not? I mean, Suzuki's a former KOPW. Trophy, so why not? Because I think the more the feuds you give to ELP, more those heavyweight feuds, the more he can develop and more he gets more. I mean, he already has a spotlight, right? But you're barely getting the spotlight in the heavyweight division, and I feel like just adding these other individuals like Suzuki, you can put him with Toriano.
I just want to see take it off when you got the. I don't even think he's going to be in the World Tag League.
I don't think so. Who? I think about Shingo.
Yeah.
Or it's about. Well, you're right. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Because he's talked about how he wants to come over and do some AEW. He's talked about that. After he did the Forbidden Door thing, and he wanted to come over here. I could see him doing a little bit of the New Japan Strong, doing like a taping. He just did the Vegas one.
That's right,
and I could see him doing. I could see him doing another taping. It'll be the perfect time for him to come and do the New York pay-per-view.
Oh, that's right, the Rumble one. Yeah, you're right.
The New York Rumble, the Rumble on 45th Street.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. I could see him go and maybe doing some sort of thing for AEW, where he wrestles somebody. Like, I don't care if he loses. I want to see him against Warlow. I just want to see like a matchup like that. You know,
imagine that could be one of the mystery opponents for Full Gear, having Shingo. I would love that. Oh my god!
I know.
We are booked ahead of time. What is wrong with us?
Let's fucking go!
I don't know. It's just we love that.
but the key is to get the KOPW trophy off of Shingo. And then get to somebody who can roll with it and create magic with it, which is El Phantasmo.
I totally agree. I absolutely agree. Now let's move on to the next matchup, and that is, of course, the co-main event for this match, and that is Kazuchika Okada versus Jonah. That is right, Jonah here. Fortunately, Jonah was not able to make the Royal Quest event due to because of Hurricane Ian, and once again, prayers out there for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm hoping everybody's okay out there for the disaster will happen. But Okada and Jonah couldn't fly out there because of the hurricane, so they had to replace him in those 2
With
days.
Night.
Yeah, it was night, right? Okay, it was night. So they replaced him with night. So now the feud continues with this, and now it's going to end up here. Now, my thing is this: do you think
Jonah wins?
Exactly. I was going to say that. You know why? I think you said it last week that eventually down the line, I have a feeling they're going to put it a Battle of the Autumn. It's going to be for the briefcase, and that's where Okada wins.
It's just like with the Kushida Taiji Ishimori matchup. It's kind of like an eliminator, but just like I said, leading up, I was like, I thought they were going to do this for the briefcase because the one loss that Okada had in the G1 was to Jonah. And you usually have that as like a briefcase defense, but they didn't do it here. So now, what's even perfect is you get a chance. You can have Jonah win this, get not one but now 2 wins against Okada, and then go for the trifecta and make him put up the G1 briefcase on the line for you, because you want to add intrigue. Going into Battle Autumn, it's the last one basically right before Wrestle Kingdom. You want to add intrigue. What better intrigue than to have the briefcase on the line? You lost twice already to Jonah. You got to fight him a third time, and you put everything's on the line. You got the title shot, Wrestle Kingdom. You got your pride. Jonah coming in there, torpedoing the shit out of people. He's doing what he does best. That's what's going to happen. So I think Jonah wins this. He looks good and sets up a third matchup, a trilogy matchup. You get everybody invested into this matchup. Make it happen. Jonah.
Yeah. This is such good shit.
It is good shit. But Kevin Kelly, please say correctly though. Say torpedo, not just torpedo. No. Say it correctly, Kevin. I mean, okay, here's the biggest question, though. Do you have him win clean? That's the question. Okay, so you haven't win clean this one. Okay.
He won clean last.
Well, yeah, I mean, the G1, but this one, do you feel like he's going to win clean? Okay.
Because they really haven't treated him as a bad guy. It's just he's just like tough as nails dudes, and he wants to win it. He's just like a giant, like they want to picture him as the next, like we said, like a Bam Bam Bigelow Vader type guy. And this is they're doing it good. Like give him what he wants, which is the briefcase.
Oh shit! You said the word.
What I want.
You gotta give Jonah what he wants, the briefcase, but I'm with you. I go with Jonah. He wins clean, and this is gonna. I mean, Okada's really making him look good. But not only that, think about this. Jonah, and we both said it, when we recapped the G1, Jonah, he looked fantastic overall in the tournament. And the crowd, he won him over. So when the crowd finally started cheering for him, you hear the crowd, Jonah, Jonah. And I'm happy that he gets that moment.
And I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, Okada's going to win that third match. But when I think of Wrestle Kingdom, now thinking about it, what could be a very underrated match that you can book that gets people just like, it could be like a show stealer? Jonah versus Shingo Takagi.
Yes! Yeah!
Ruthless aggression.
That will have a lot of aggression. Oh my god. And imagine Shingo going for the last dragon on him. Oh, good luck with that, buddy. Oh my god. Oh man. And now it's time for the main event for this the declaration of power. And that is for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Tama Tonga, the challenger, versus the champion Switchblade, Jay White. Man, a lot of people are saying in the IWC community, and we might see a new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, because I don't like to compare them, but they do it. And if Devin, if you hear it, because they're trying to compare it to
Acknowledge me.
That's the reason, but I hope it's not because of that.
No.
It better not because of that.
If it's going to be anything, it's going to be with how he's been the past 6 to 8 months, how he's just blossomed into a singles wrestler. Like, he's got the personality, he's got the moves. Of course, he just has it. That they got something in this storyline that I said. Just like I said, I was like, imagine if he were to cost Jay White from getting into the playoffs in the G1. He did that. He conquered him there. He got in his head. And then just when you think that Hikuleo was going to turn on his brother, he gets in his head again, gets Hikuleo to come back home. And then you saw Jay White afterwards. He was like, he didn't know what to do. He was like, he didn't know how to think. He was just confused. He was lost for words. And when he's at his best, it's then. It's when he has to come from the ashes and prove why he's the King Switch, why he's the leader of the Bullet Club. But man, if you really want to swerve everybody and make this a pay-per-view and make this a pay-per-view for the ages where you got all these people winning, why don't you just go all in with what you're already doing? We already got them having I said we already have Kushida winning. We already have right afterwards we got Jonah winning. Then you got Tama Tonga. I could see them having him win, but then lose it back to Jay White about autumn. I assume that's Tim. No way they can give Tama Tonga the War. Tonga did a great job building him, and the Hikuleo turn gave me goosebumps. But Jay White wins. Tama is the man, though. I could see him. I could see him win. I'm so 50-50 on this because I used the wrong account. I could. There's so many ways that you could take this. You can have Jay White win, but then what do you do next month for Jay White? Before that whole, do you feed him somebody else? That's why I think you could give it to Tama for a month. There's so many things that you could do with this storyline, because there's so many storylines that you have Tama Tonga in that you can work with. You got the fact that he made the playoffs. One guy that he's been good and bad against is Okada. He beat Okada at last year's G1, lost the briefcase to him, a match to him, but then he lost to him in the semis this year. They're both good guys now. Jay White, more than likely, you could have him in the world title picture, but do people really want to like people? You could say people want to see a Jay White and Okada, but we just saw that at Dominion. So you're gonna do that again? It's like, what can you do? Like,
there are so many scenarios how they could go with this. Honestly, like you're right.
Like you could, like I said, like I keep saying it and it's messed up, but you could have a triple threat match. You can do that, like with Jay White, Tama Tonga, and him. What's it? Tangaloa could come back. You could have Tama lose this and then go back into the war tag. I kind of don't want that. I don't want that.
Or you can have Tangaloa come back and causes Tama the match, and then joins with Jay White.
Ooh.
That will be something like
because all along you thought that Hikuleo was going to be the guy to stay with the Bulldog, but now you got his Tangaloa. And you know what adds a little bit more intrigue into that is the fact that even though they're brothers, it's by adoption. Hikuleo and Tama Tonga are rare brothers. Tangaloa is Mang's rare son. They're cousins, and of course, the Mang adopted Tama Tonga and Hikuleo.
Yeah,
and he did that. So if they play that, if that's what happens, and you say that creates a lot of backstory, and then it gives you, oh my god, it gives you a Tama Tonga Tangaloa Wrestle Kingdom matchup, brother versus brother. Which, brother, I could dig that, and then it gives you Okada and Jay White. But man,
there's so many ways to do it, though. There's so many ways that could be one, right?
But I could say right here, I would have you have Tama Tonga win this.
I think, you know what? Honestly,
don't have Tangaloa come back yet. Have them do the rematch at Battle Autumn, and then that's when Tangaloa comes back. So maybe he comes back, celebrates, goes through the whole like Battle Autumn tour, acts like he's great, and then you get to that match, he comes in there, and then he turns on both Hikuleo and Tama Tonga.
That could be too. That I can see that. It just, my thing is, I don't want to see Tama having a short title reign. That's where I really do not like to have.
Yeah,
and that's what sucks. I mean, like I said, like if we go back and look at the story, how it developed ever since, how Jay White kicking, God out of Bullet Club since when it was an Impact was it last year, Bound for Glory, right?
Yeah.
Was it last year, right? And look how long we're already getting hit within a year with a Bound for Glory this year coming up. Just about a year.
But the big thing we always say, the big thing is it's all about the chase. It's all about the chase.
Yeah. I was getting to that. So exactly, I'm with you. That's what I was getting to. My thing is I don't want to give Tama a short term. I want to give him that long term.
Yeah.
And if they can, let's put it this way: Tama wins it, loses it, Jay regains it back at Battle Bottom. Wrestle Kingdom's 2-night event. Remind you, they can have Tama versus Jay, night 1 versus Okada, whoever he's gonna face, and then let's say Tama wins, he advances, or let's say Okada wins, night 2, that'll be the main event. Tama wins it all, and he walks out.
There's only one night though.
They haven't been 2 nights. They only made 1 night so far.
They're going back to the normal one night format.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they're supposed to they're doing that because they brought back New Year's Dash.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So they brought back that. They're doing the normal one night where it's going to be like long, like 8 hours. It's like it normally is, and then they're thinking about doing like the AEW. Like New Japan thing in Tokyo. That's been the talks.
This is a tough one, to be honest.
It is.
I love both. I wouldn't mind Tama, and
my mind knows that it's probably going to be Jay White, but my heart hopes it's Tama Tonga.
It's the same. I feel the same
because they want to push Okada and Jay White. Like I said, it's always they want to push the usual guys.
Man,
but they could break the mold right here. This gives them the chance to break the mold.
Kato, break that fucking mold already, man. We're tired. Change it. Damn it. Change it. Yes, because man, I'll be so.
I just don't want him to lose. Like if they had Tonga Loa, it cost them right here. That'd be great. At least as an intrigue. I just don't want them to come back, even though I love God. I'm loving Tama Tonga so much right now that I don't want them to come back and be like, oh, it's going to go from the main event to the World Tag League.
Or
and possibly lose that.
Or this is could happen. I just remembered.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say Tama wins it, right? He wins it here. And then he loses it at Tamashi, New Zealand. Jay White, New Zealand, hometown. Could regain it back. Could regain it back that day. At his hometown.
Because that could work because then you wouldn't have them wrestle at Battle Autumn. You make the main event there, the Jonah against Okada for the briefcase. That'd be the main event. You got this special 2-day event here, and then you can have this as the thing because it's in mid-November.
It's November 11th and then November 13th. So
the week after.
Yeah. Because it's
I could see that.
Yeah. Sydney, that's Sydney, Australia for November 13th. But I think New Zealand, is where I feel Jay White could win it back.
But it's funny. I could also see them doing that for the briefcase. Because that's where Jonah's from.
Yep. There's so many ways how they could book this shit. I mean, because I'm looking at the pay-per-view events, and then don't forget, you still have Historic X-Over, which is a Stardom pay-per-view, which I don't know if they're going to put anything there.
They got a bunch of matchups already. They got like 5 matches already booked for that.
Yeah, I do see that. There's one.
And then you got World Tag League. You got World Tag League and Junior Tag League that go from the end of November to mid-December. So, and then right there, that's the once that gets done, that's the road to Wrestle Kingdom.
And that's one. Yes, right, because Wrestle Kingdom is only. Yeah, you're right. It's only one night, and that's when. Then right after that, then it's when it's the New Year's Dash. Fuck, man, there's so way.
This is how they're getting us so much with how they left it kind of wide open for a lot of different things to happen. Like,
there's so many fucking scenarios we can use. Oh my god!
Well, which is what I like because I want to see options. I didn't think about the Tongaloa thing that you threw out there, because you always think of the one brother, and then it winds up being the Swerve and the other one, It's like you didn't think about me, like you went to become a single star and left me behind.
Yeah,
when I'm hurt, like it kind of brings you the vibes of the American Wolves with Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, where it's like I was hurt for a year. When did you call? You didn't call at all. You became a big single star and left me behind.
Wonderful. It is wonderful. There's so much good shit we can fucking book. It's hard, but I don't know who to choose that. I like both. I'm with you. My mind says Jay White. My heart says Tama Tonga. You know what? I can't choose. I'd rather wait until we see it. Fuck, man. Should we do a live stream for this shit? No, I should know we can. Fuck, this is going to be late. I can't. Damn it, man.
When is it? It's the 10th, right?
Yeah, just a damn fucking Monday, though. So, Jesus. I
might have to. I don't know. Like, I got that's it. Like, I got no kids, nothing that morning.
It's gonna be hard for me. If I get my nap on throughout the whole night and wake up at 1 a.m. just to fucking put it on. And go to work right after that. Oh my god!
See, by the time this matchup starts, it'll be like 8 o'clock in the morning for me.
And it'll be like 5 o'clock in the
Or
morning for
something like
me.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Oh, this is a tough one, man. Comment below, guys. Give us your thoughts of how this match can end, because Dan and I, it's hard for us to choose. We like both of these individuals. You heard us right now, and people are listening to audio platforms as well around the world. This is hard because we don't know. It could go either direction, but it whatever direction it goes with, it's awesome because the story continues. The chase,
the story continues because I'm like, where did they say Jay White? Like this is where I'm kind of at a standstill. Jay White wins. Say he wins regardless of he gets help from Tanga Loa or he wins clean. What does he do for the New Zealand show or Bad Autumn? Who does he face? Because he's going to have to do one more before Wrestle Kingdom. Who would that be? Like where would who pops into your head when it comes to that with all that? That's why I feel like this could be the one where Declaration of Power. You get Tama Tonga over, and then you go into that could be the perfect way to have him lose. And at one small point, you can have him as the world champ and Hikuleo as the never openweight champ. And then that's why you have Tangaloa come and cost Tama Tonga the title at New Zealand. You do it there.
Oh man, there's so many.
Because I know we hate the short title reigns, but they lead to something smarter and more methodical in the future. And like I'm saying, it's like, okay, I won the title, but then it created a brother-on-brother feud that you can have at Wrestle Kingdom that you finally get over. You put Tama Tonga over that, and then you can put him back, and then that solidifies himself. Okay, now I'm solidified in that main event picture for good. There's no turning back after feuding with your own brother.
This is a tough one, man. There's so many scenarios that you could book it. For me, I think at the end, even though it's a one-night event for New Japan, Wrestle Kingdom, but I still would like to see Tama Tonga to be a part of that. Yeah. Look, there's 4 individuals that I think you and I and even De Niro has said: Jay White, Tama Tonga, Will Ospreay, and of course Okada. Those are the 4 individuals that needs to have a main event title win, we want to see them make history. 2 Gaijin, like right here, for instance, this is a main event, first time 2 Gaijins main eventing for the world title, and you normally see Okada or you see Naito, or you see Shingo, but this is now you see 2 Gaijins main eventing this event for the world championship. And that's one thing. I mean, I don't know.
And I'm looking at Tangaloa and I'm looking at Tama and I look at who trained them, and that's why I feel like you got to have Tama as a good guy, because the one big name that differs from both sides is Tama Tonga was partly trained by Jado, by Jado. Tangaloa wasn't. Tama was trained by the Dudleys, Ricky Santana, Haku, Jado, and Carl Anderson, whereas Tangaloa himself, he was trained by the Dudleys, FCW Florida Championship Wrestling, Ricky Santana, and Haku. So Tama Tonga has a little bit more training from Jado. That's the extra name there. To it, and he said White versus Ospreay.
I want that too. For Wrestle Kingdom, Dan and I, they never been speaking about it. They never ever. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. When have I ever faced a one-on-one?
Never. Never since he's become the leader of the United Empire.
Okay,
he's done that, and then that one match, the 1 3-on-3 was the first time that they're in the ring together. Since then,
that's right. Yeah.
So they've always been far apart. That could be it. Well, that could be a thing. But how would you do that though? How would you do White and Ospreay? Because Ospreay is the U.S. You could get that off of them now, but how are you going to get that way unless you have? Ooh.
Uh-oh. I love
there's a lot you have to do to make that happen now, because what's that gonna? Are you just gonna have that matchup as like a non-title match, whether neither of them are champions, and you make that a big match that doesn't need a title? Because unless you get Ospreay to lose the U.S. title and then to get him to go after the briefcase, which I don't see happening in a short amount of time, how do you get White versus Ospreay unless you have Tama Tonga take the belt off of him and then have Jay White go elsewhere?
That's
because I'm with you. I would love to see White and Ospreay, but the only way you can make it happen is without the title.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, unless they make it some type of like in the match card from Kingdom, even though it's just no longer 2-night, make it a 1-night, from the beginning, you have getting matches. Whoever goes to the main event will main event it. They could still do that. That's what I'm saying. With adding these 4 individuals in the mix, like, okay, Ospreay dropping the belt to Naito. Ospreay then moves on and starts teasing, with Jay White or Tama Tonga. He starts teasing them, starts teasing Okada. I mean, they could do it. The story can mesh together. It's just the only issue is Jonah. It's just how do you get that now? How you get away from that from Okada? That's another thing. You have to get Jonah away from Okada in order to get Will Ospreay in the mix. Because now you have Okada.
The only wild card, and I don't know if New Japan does it, is if you have Tama Tonga beat Jay White. Yeah, Tonga Loa come out, turn on him, attack Tama Tonga, injure him, and put him out. And then put him out for longer than a month. And then do you think New Japan would strip him of the title? And then you could have Tama versus Tonga Loa at Wrestle Kingdom, but then do like some sort of a tournament for the four-way tournament for the belt, for the world title belt between like Jonah, Ospreay, Jay White, and Okada.
That's the thing, though. It's tough, man. And I get what Tim's saying. Like, that's the thing, though. I don't want to have Will Ospreay wait another year. It sucks for him to wait another year and then them to main event next year, Wrestle Kingdom. I'd rather have him down. This should have happened this year. It should have been Will Ospreay winning the G1.
He should exactly. He should have won the G1 here. Like,
But Gato fucked up and gave it Okada. Like they just said.
So, you always go back to the well with Okada. It's just one of those things that you're like, why do they keep on doing this? Like, that's the one gripe. Like, I love Okada, but he doesn't need it,
Oh, he's gonna go on maternity leave. I mean, come on, all right, leave already. So it's like you just had a newborn. What else do you need to prove? Like I said, I'm not just disrespecting Okada. I love him, but I mean, it should have been Will Ospreay. This should have been a moment in his year, and I mean, who knows? I mean, United Empire is hot right now, and imagine if we can have Ospreay.
And as sad as it may sound, that's a bigger match than him versus Jay White.
To be honest, it is. Yeah. In New Japan, it is. In Japan, and for us here too, for the States, I think it will be a hotter match than that. But the only thing is, the difference is that you'll have 2 Gaijins main eventing the Wrestle Kingdom. That's the goal. That thing that we all want is to have 2 Gaijins main event a Wrestle Kingdom, making history. But the problem is that Gato, he's stuck with his old school booking. He needs to get away from that. And so there's so many ways how this could go. I think it's going to determine this Monday for this fucking event. I think from there we'll find out what direction they're going with. If Jay White retains, if Jay White retains.
Yeah, it depends on how he retains too. Like with help, clean. If he retains it clean, then I'm just gonna be like, okay, what is going on? Because if he retains clean, then I'm just like, please don't make Tama go back to being It's just like it's sad that we have one of the greatest tag teams there, and I want to split up because I'm loving Tama Tonga so much as a singles guy. You're seeing a lot of personality out of him as a good guy. Hung tie. He's embraced the hung tie. He's had to. Yeah. And you're kind of like, okay, this is where it is, this is where it's at. Like, it all depends, just like you said, a lot's going to be planned out after this pay-per-view. You're going to know exactly what's going on.
I agree, man. This is the most exciting event because, from here, we're going to see what direction they're going to go, what storyline we're going to see. How is Jay White's going to win? Are we going to see Tangaloa come back, causing Tama Tonga the matchup? Or do we see Tama having his now world title reign after a whole year, throughout the chase? It could go anywhere with these fucking.
And now that I'm thinking about it, look at the tag titles. They put it on Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens for a month.
Yes.
Was it Dentaku? Because they want the Honor Boy Club. So it's not out of the realm just to have a 1 month reign.
That's true. You're right about that, which I forgot about that. And then I think who else had a short reign with the never open weight? Someone had a short reign with that. I don't know.
Tama Tonga.
1 month. Right. 1 month. You're right. He lost it. Yeah.
He lost it at Dentaku to Carl Anderson.
That's right. Because of Jay. Wow, man. This is going to be one of the most toughest and awesome events that I cannot wait, man. And Dan and I will be here next week to talk about it, man. This is going to be, unless if we get something going on with the Royal Quest that comes out before this event, then you'll see us talking. We'll come out and talk about that before we talk about this one. But this is the one that I'm fucking stoked. I'm excited. Out of the whole card, which one are you more excited for? Are you excited for the main event, or what are the matches you're excited for? Out of the 9 matches that we have here.
I'm excited for the main event here. Come on now. Like, I'm excited for Jonah Okada, but I have a good feeling that Jonah's going to win that. Like, it creates a lot more intrigue moving from there for both those guys. The storytelling's in both matches. I think the storytelling's a lot more into this match because of just like he's always had his number. Tama Tonga finally beat him, so it's not like, okay, he needs to beat Jay White. Like, he hasn't gone over that hump. He beat him, whereas Okada has lost twice and still hasn't gotten that win on Jonah. Like, it's that one kryptonite right now. So it's like the stories in the co-main event, but the intrigue and the Eden factor is in the main event.
Oh man, absolutely. Me, of course, the main event. I think, of course, the co-main event, and of course, who is your daddy match? I want to know what the fuck's gonna happen there. That's the one I want to know.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And I'm excited for, of course, the Tai Chi Sombre versus Shane Haste, and because I want to see how the chemistry of these 4 individuals. That's the one I'm really invested on.
Yeah,
seeing that, and I want to see Ren Narita. How's he gonna dress up? What's gonna be his attire? That's gonna be the one that I'm really curious of how he's gonna present himself. What gimmick is he gonna go be using? Yeah. So I am excited for Ren to finally get out of the young lion, becoming now, a regular, a veteran in the New Japan. So this is gonna be very, very interesting, man. I'm excited, man. Dan is excited, man. But we appreciate you all, man, for tuning in here. We love you guys. And for all around the world as well, listening to us on audio platforms around the world. Thank you so much for tuning in here for the New Japan predictions of Declaration of Power. We'll be back next week to give our thoughts, recapping this event. And I cannot wait if what will happen. You're going to see Dan and I going crazy of whatever happens. It doesn't matter because this is going to be
Our group chat's gonna be blowing up Monday morning.
yeah, that's just gonna be blowing up. I'm excited, man. I'm super excited. Don't forget for everybody too as well that are want to go ahead and purchase your Manscaped merchandise for all the ladies and men as well. This is De Niro. He's still recovering. He's hoping he'll be back with us next week, if not the following week after recovering from his surgery. But speaking of DeLorean, right there, you see the bottom right there, sees DeLorean. Get 20% off. Promo code DeLorean for all your Manscaped merchandise for all you ladies and men. Mainly for men, of course. You want to keep those balls clean, especially nice and, smelling good for the ladies out there. So make sure, promo code DeLorean, 20% off on your Manscaped merchandise. Make sure manscaped.com and purchase all your needs, especially if we're down there. That's right, man. You have to. And don't forget, of course, subscribe to mi hermano here, the man with the IQ that Gato needs to have of booking. Hire this man. Damn it, because we will definitely give you stories. We will definitely give you. I mean, we can do this too.
We'll make movies.
We can make movies for you. Shit.
No doubt about it.
Hell yeah, no doubt. And also, I mean, damn, let the people know what you got going this week on the Cage My IQ channel. Let them know what's going on this week on the Cage My IQ.
Yes, tomorrow I'm going to be having Brett from the Brainbuster Boys and Tim from TK from the Wrestling Index on, and we're going to be doing our own Declaration of Power prediction show. So I'll be doing a lot of these theory thinking again tomorrow with these guys. I want to hear what these guys have to say on there. We're going to be doing Extreme Wars one as well. I think we're going to be doing that Thursday. And then, of course, at the end of the week, somehow, I think Sunday, I will be doing with my co-host, Jim, we'll be doing our predictions for UFC Vegas 62, I believe it is. With it's another women's main event. It's not this week, but next weekend is going to be the fight night. So that preview show will be out on probably Monday.
Awesome, yeah, because UFC took a week off, so they're off this week, and so I'm happy for Dana White and maybe for all the fighters. Taking a week off, might as well. They're well deserved. But yes, make sure to subscribe to Cage My IQ. The subscription's right below, ladies and gentlemen, where you could follow Dan Bakley here on the social medias and his YouTube channel. And I'm looking forward to hearing our boy banger. That's right, Tim King, TK, the real TK. Not the other TK over there who's fucking causing chaos. Fucking asshole. He's always fucking around.
That's fucking bullshit.
No, you're bullshit, Tony Khan. We got the real TK right there. But, he's in the chat. That's right.
Yeah.
He brings a hell of a bangers predictions for sure. I can't wait to hear you guys talking about that for tomorrow. I'm looking forward, especially Brett, to have you on the show because I would love to get, his and Tim as well for next. We should probably do it for next week, hopefully, depending the hours, of course, because we're 3-hour difference, but we go figure that out.
Yeah.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. As of course, the man with the IQ and the devious one, and De Niro, of course, which he's, he'll be back, letting you guys know that Cage My IQ and the Wrestling Delorean and the Circle Debate and the Wrestling Index and Brainbuster Boys, everybody, don't just podcast. Fucking make fucking history. Remember that. And we'll see you guys next week.